AFC West, definitely the best division in the NFL. Yeah, KC going 12-5, Raiders 10-7, Chargers 9-8, and then finally the Broncos going 7-10. There's been a lot said about Tyreek Hill lately. Like, has he lost a step? This and that. I am really curious to see how good Kansas City looks without Tyreek Hill. I have this weird feeling that he was the glue that really held that roster together because Mahomes is a really good player. I don't want to sound like I'm doubting Patrick Mahomes, but he looks for someone to throw to, and when there's no one there, he tries to scramble and make something happen. He doesn't like throwing the ball away. And Tyreek Hill is the type of player that will get open. Who is getting open on this roster? I mean, I love Kelsey. Kelsey is going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. He's going to be a step slower, and he's more like he's not like, getting open on like a. He will, but it's not every play he's going to be able to.
Just triple him.
Literally just triple him. And then you got Juju, who's like younger than me, getting his knees drained every other day. Very concerning, KC, if you ask me. I think they'll be fine. I still think they'll go to the playoffs. I just think that the Chargers, it's their time.
Anything to say about the Broncos or Raiders? Because all these teams are in it.
Yes.
And we have been pushing these other teams on the rug. Yeah. I think we got to look at all four of these teams, and you can make a case for any four of these teams. You could throw any of them at me. I'd be like, that's fair.
Well, let's start this. I think the Raiders are the worst roster in this division.
And it shows on their odds at plus 700 compared to plus 260.
Yeah. I mean, trading for a big wide receiver and a guy that you got to wonder how much of it was Rodgers. I mean, it's tough to say. It is. Like, maybe he's just that good. But there's that slight doubt. Like, maybe Rodgers was making him look that good. It's hard to say.
I agree. Yeah. It's tough. I don't know even where to begin with this conference. I agree. I don't love the Chiefs this year. Yeah. It feels like the smart bet, but like you look at it, you're like, well, they got worse and every other team got better.
Yes.
So I don't love how that sits with me.
Yep.
You look at the Chargers. They haven't made the playoffs with Justin Herbert, and he's supposed to be a top 6 NFL quarterback. I would like to see him win a game he's not supposed to win.
Yep.
I know his defense sucks. At one point you need to do something. Like Aaron Rodgers' defenses have sucked too.
Yeah.
And he finds a way to win. If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think I'm gonna start really upping the slander. It's not there yet because he does look good.
I think it's fair at the end of the year to start giving him some slander.
And I don't give a fuck what he does.
Because people gave Lamar slander.
Yeah, they did.
For getting to the playoffs and then losing. This guy hasn't even made it to the playoffs yet, and we're anointing him to be the king of the NFL. Yep. If he doesn't find a way, especially in this new era where half the teams go to the playoffs, he has to find his way in there.
No one's been slandering Herbert, and it makes me want to slander Herbert because everyone needs slander. I saw some people on Twitter recently saying the only reason Josh Allen is good because of the roster he's had the whole time in the system, and that's when I knew the Bills made it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, okay, we're chilling.
Just irrational.
I've never seen anyone say that about any Bills player in my life.
Yep.
That was honestly the nicest compliment I've ever gotten. So thank you, that guy.
Yep.
But Broncos, I love Russell Wilson there too, and I love that roster as a whole. I think it's the best roster, so I'm gonna go Broncos. 260.
It's a fair bet. I mean, I don't know. I just have this weird feeling about the Broncos. This is gonna be one of mine. Like, I'm just gonna lean against the Broncos, and I have no reason for it.
You gotta pick
He's
someone.
A dork. He's a dork, man.
A dork. I can't even.
Do you want to put your money on a fucking nerd?
Can we get a sound for Broncos Country? Let's ride.
Yeah, no. In the coming episodes, I will have Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah.
I'll have that, and then I'll have Broncos Country. Let's ride.
What a sound bite. Song of the summer. Broncos Country. Let's ride.
Oh my god. He's just a clown. It's hard to put your money behind a guy who, it's not cool.
I get it.
Yeah.
He's a dork. But I really like Javonte Williams. I've always liked Sutton and Judy.
In hindsight, you're kind of convincing. I'm going to stick with my guns.
Do it, yeah.
But I think you're going to end up winning this one.
Honestly, man, I mean, it could be the Raiders. It could be the Raiders. If you want to just go for money, just sprinkle a little money on the Raiders. Just put $5 on them. Like, you never know. Plus 700 is really high for, in my opinion, like, a very competent roster compared to these other ones.
Mind you, a roster that made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. 100%.
A roster that, like, literally the Bengals had to come... Wasn't there like a goal line pick? Like the Raiders
was-
were about to beat the Bengals.
Yes.
And there was a goal line pick that essentially turned that game. Think about that. That's the team that went to the Super Bowl and all that. This Raiders team's clearly not awful.
Yeah.
It's hard. This is a really tough division.
Yeah, I think the gambler in me takes the Raiders. I think the guy who is betting like with who he thinks is actually going to win takes the Broncos. But the Raiders are a super, super solid team.
You probably don't have really a wrong bet here.
Yeah. No.
Put money on all of them. You'll lose money. But
Yeah.
you'll be right.
If you put $5 on all of them,